3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 106 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
Daniel Travis, the 2-year anniversary episode.
Yeah, fun facts, people. The first episode of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit and the Executioner was uploaded Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. The 1-year anniversary was recorded Thursday, November 10th, 2022, and this year on Friday, November 10th, 2023, the 2-year anniversary is being uploaded. I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. I don't want to get into how hard this was to put together. Let's just run through the topics.
Anyway, number one
is NXT moving to the CW network in 2024. Should CM Punk return to WWE?
Number three.
The results of Crown Jewel 2023. But we're about to hop into topic number one. You know how it goes. Since it's an even episode, I'm the one that's starting. So, NXT is apparently moving to the CW network next year. When? We don't know. But we know it's happening, we just don't know when it's happening. Why? That's also pretty unclear.
Yeah, well, you know it's happening in October of 2024. In that month.
And this is interesting because at some point the NWA is also apparently supposed to be moving to the CW.
I mean, maybe. I mean, probably they might go to a different network.
Yeah, but it would be interesting to have two wrestling programs on the same network. From competing companies, I should clarify.
Yeah. My honest take moving to the CW is, I know this isn't the first time that the CW has professional wrestling because they got WOW. And I'm not
Women of Wrestling, which is available on the CW app. Not sure if it's actually on television. I would need to check on that.
But anyway, my whole thought on that is that's great if they're gonna move to the CW. I mean, because you get a lot more because you'll probably get a lot more viewers because most channels you don't really. It's not really one of those channels where it's just like it's very much impossible to find. This is a channel.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
And plus, you can upload to the CW app so you get people to watch previous episodes. Or they missed. If they're busy with something, they can just go on the CW app.
Yeah. But if, let's say hypothetically, it does work out that both the NWA and the CW are both, or the NWA and NXT are on the same network. How do you think that's going to benefit the CW, if at all?
Very good question.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it would benefit them because they get one call. These are two of the wrestling companies that have been around forever.
Yeah, since literally before we were wrestling fans.
Yeah. In my honest opinion, I think that it would help the CW Network. I just don't think that they should have them be on the same fucking day.
Un momento.
Honestly, I think them being on the same network will be good for professional wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. What's your thought on this?
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the landscape of wrestling changes with what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I will admit though, when I found this out that NXT was moving to the CW, I was a bit just. I mean, I figured that some of these, that Raw or SmackDown and even NXT were probably gonna move, considering with the whole Endeavor merger.
Yeah, and we don't know if Raw is staying on USA. We know SmackDown is moving there.
Also true.
But we don't know if Raw is staying even on Mondays, but that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, seriously. That is
Probably next week. Actually, definitely next week.
My honest on it is, how long we got on the timer going? You got that going.
Yes, I have it going. We have a minute 10 left.
Okay.
And we've started this new thing, people, where when the timer goes off, the person leading the segment gives their final thoughts. So that's coming up really soon, actually.
Oh, for both of us. Anyway. But
well, yeah, but I go first, then you go. Remember? You proposed this.
My thought is, if they do go to the network, are like, just with all the storylines that NXT is doing, what if my question is, and actually this is a valuable question, is the commentary team, Big Joseph and Booker T, going to stay the same, or with you moving to a new network, is he going to get new commentators?
That's true. I assume it would say the same, but we have no idea what the commentary teams will look like in 2024. Hell, for all we know, it could be Pat McAfee and Booker T on commentary.
That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, but all right, the timer just went off, which means it's time for the final thoughts. So I'll go first. My final thoughts are, honestly, I feel like we covered it pretty well, and I'm excited to see what the landscape of professional wrestling will look like in 2024. Travis, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is, I will admit this will be interesting to see on how it changes the landscape of professional wrestling, and I'm wondering on how it will change the product of NXT as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so with that, we'll be right back with topic number 2.
Hello, everybody. We are back with topic number 2. That is, should the WWE back CM Punk? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've heard like they moved him or they moved him on or off the alumni page on the WWE website. So and because WWE's been dropping lots of random CM Punk lines
All
over
right,
the
I've been
past.
thinking this. I'm just going to come out and say it. Is the only reason you suggested this topic because Survivor Series is in Chicago?
Because of that, and I've also heard lots of rumors about it.
Yeah, I've heard the rumors too, but I will say, and this may just be adding fuel to the rumor proverbial fire, there is one slot left per team for the Survivor Series War Games match.
That is very, very, very true.
And you know how rowdy the Chicago crowd is.
It's also true. Because my question is if because and I really thought about this. You know how much of a dagger that would be to all elite wrestling if CM Punk went doing all the drama that he caused over in AEW, decided to come back to the WWE.
He would effectively, and I'm using his own words here, leave professional wrestling again.
Yeah. What is
and for those who know what I mean, you know what I mean.
What is your take, Matthew?
My take is, and everyone who listens to this podcast, to the 3 active listeners that we have, you know how vocal I have been about CM Punk being a toxic wrestler. Would it be good for WWE? Oh, his merch sales would skyrocket. But I also feel like he would be kicked out of the locker room on a daily basis.
Yeah. But that is true. But my honest take is, if this is just something that we all need to consider, is we all, like you said earlier, we all know how rowdy the Chicago crowd is going to be. But we all must worry about what the Chicago crowd might be like if CM Punk doesn't show up.
I'm going to imitate the crowd at the beginning of Survivor Series. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. CM Punk doesn't come out? Oh, they're going to be booing even if it's a babyface. Hell, even if it's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, they're going to be booing.
Even if it's the return of the Viper.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who it is. If it's not CM Punk, they're going to be booed. Now, am I saying that I don't want CM Punk to return? No, not necessarily. But I just don't conceivably see it happening, given the bad blood between WWE and CM Punk.
That is true. But sometimes real life bad blood between a wrestler and a company would make for some excellent television.
Well, Edge and Matt Hardy are examples of that.
Exactly. It's like, hey, I mean, because truth be told, that CM Punk, if CM Punk does, look, I'm just gonna state my really how I feel about this opinion. If CM Punk comes back, great. But if he doesn't come back, I don't really care.
Yeah. Personally, I will admit I was a fan of CM Punk before his exit in like 2014 or some shit.
Well, he got fired on his wedding day.
Yeah, maybe it'd be better if CM Punk didn't return to WWE and bring up that dirty laundry.
Because my honest take is, if CM Punk does come back, he could close his professional wrestling career with a match with his greatest rival, if John Cena, if I don't know, Luther retires him versus CM Punk.
Or CM Punk could end his career against the current Paul Heyman guy, the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
We know you're gonna sorry, but spoiler alert, everybody.
Probably not gonna happen.
Probably not. Oh, we got on the timer, by the way.
10, 9, 8, 7. You get the gist.
3, a 2, a 1.
All right, let's do our final thoughts, starting with you this time.
Alright, my honest final thoughts is, would I like CM Punk to come back to WWE? Yes, I think that would be immediately interesting. It would create a lot of views. Or I'd rather see him go into the newly formed TNA. Have Dolph Ziggler go there.
Yeah, because CM Punk, people may not know this, he was a part of TNA in its inception.
Yeah, so you could build the whole rebranding. But that is if CM Punk does come back, Chris. If not, will be. But I am intrigued to see if there are fifth members of each team, if they do the 5-on-5.
I mean, it's a traditional Survivor series, so you know.
But if it is,
All right, so my final thoughts are CM Punk comes back to WWE, great. If CM Punk doesn't come back to WWE, whatever. Would it be best for business? Probably not, because there's a lot of bad baggage. But we'll just have to wait and see. But until then, I need to pull up the results of the prediction battle. And we are back with the third and final topic. Something we'll again be doing in like 2 weeks' time.
yeah.
Wrestling's weird. Anyways, it's the prediction battle results for
For Crown
WWE Crown Jewel 2023.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go in order that we predicted, not in order that the matches actually happened.
Before we do, tell everybody what the punishment was.
The punishment was loser has to watch a bad movie of any genre.
Okay, take it away.
Anyways, the first match we predicted was Seth freaking Rollins versus the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wasn't this also the match that kicked off the show?
Yep.
The match was, unsurprisingly, good.
Agreed. And I will admit, I agree with you. I thought the match was very good and very back and forth. It's just, I honestly thought Drew McIntyre should have won that match.
And Seth Rollins was actually selling moves for once. He has a tendency, like, in some matches, at the snap of a finger, just stop selling.
Yeah, my honest take on that match is it was very good. It was one of the better matches of the night. But but Seth Rollins, in the end, retained. And we almost had a Money in the Bank cash in.
Yeah, but Sami Zayn prevented that, and because of it, got a World Heavyweight Championship match this past Monday on Raw.
Yeah. Babyface. Explain that logic makes no sense. I gotta get that out of the way.
Dude, that's
But-
WWE logic in a nutshell.
All right. So, who won that match? Right,
Seth Rollins retained, which
right.
means I have 1 point. Next up, the Women's World Championship Fatal 5-Way match.
Yeah, I did not watch that match because I was taking out my dog for a walk.
I did, and it was very confusing.
How?
I couldn't keep track of what was going on with how my brain works. Also, I'm not sure if some of the people in this match needed to be, aka Zoe Stark.
Yeah, because I know at one point, and this was the most impressive thing that I saw online, is Shayna Baszler had four people in submission at the same fucking time.
Talk about Octo Wrestler, Jesus.
I'm just like, my first thought is, what happened? Like, well, my honest first thought is, wait, talk about a controversial finish. What would have happened?
Yeah,
Broke out. Like if two people broke out, but one there's the damn. But in the end, Rhea Ripley.
giving you 1 point. If people could see me right now, they were thinking I was about to participate in the yes chant. Anyways, the third match that we predicted, because I'm going in that order, not the match card order, is the, oh Lord, give me strength for saying this title name, the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship match. The
Wait, you talk about Roman Reigns versus LA, right?
yeah,
I mean, that match was good. Was like that match. I'm gonna be honest here. That match really wasn't the best match that Roman Reigns has had in his title reign.
yeah, but it also wasn't the worst, to be honest. Well, actually, I don't know if he's had a bad match in his title or reign.
That is also true because keep in mind before AJ Styles was to get the rumor opponent for Roman at this event would have been the phenomenal one.
And I could just see AJ going for a phenomenal forearm and being speared.
Yeah, but in the end, the tribal chief, of course. Like this was like, well,
I said it when I did revealed our predictions because of the technical difficulties last week. It wasn't my prediction that Roman would win. It is a spoiler.
Yeah, and I mean, even I knew I wasn't gonna win that thing because, and I want to talk about the stage real quick. Is that the stage itself was generic. The thing that I honestly liked was the giant jewel hanging above the ring.
Yeah. I was it CGI maybe?
No,
I'm glad it didn't fall.
that's true.
All right. Anyways, next match that we predicted was for.
Oh yeah, right. Roman won, and then you were up at the fall.
Yeah. The next match we predicted was for the United States Championship the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio, versus the Maverick, Logan Paul.
Solid match, and I don't know if anybody noticed this, but there was a point in that match where Rey Mysterio went for a springboard, almost landed on his head, but thanks to LA Knight saving him, the match continued.
You mean Logan Paul? You said LA Knight.
Oh shit! Sorry, Logan Paul. Yeah, saving Rey Mysterio. Match was of course good because you got Rey Mysterio, who's known for great matches, and you got a guy who's only had 8 matches. Think about this, ladies
Well,
and gentlemen.
all of them have been amazing. And is that counting the Royal Rumble?
Matches in his short career. And then the weirdest, okay, because we need to talk about this finish, because this finish was weird. Interesting, because Logan Paul had someone,
Look, I know we want LA Knight to hold the title, but he wasn't Rey Mysterio's opponent.
Well, sorry, Logan Paul had, got his breast knuckles. The breast knuckles fell. Santos Escobar picked them up. Went to chase Logan Paul's buddy, whoever that was, but did the strangest thing. Taking the brass knuckles,
He just put them on the ring apron.
and Logan was just pushed down, so the brass knuckles were like, ooh, brass knuckles.
I can't wait till Logan's next slate of WWE Impulsive episodes where he's just say, I am your United States champion, and not let anyone forget it.
Yeah, but Logan Paul won his first singles championship, but only his 9th match. And then, he paid good respect to Rey after the match, and Rey was just like, you know what you did? He's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anyways, that gives you another point. On to the next match we predicted, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, who I realized recently is probably my favorite wrestler, versus the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest.
yep. Or the punishment of the Judgment Day. That match was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And
Could
then,
have been better,
yeah.
probably.
And then, hey, even Rey Mysterio, Damian Priest even had his former finisher, the Reckoning, on the announce table, which somehow didn't break.
Oh boy, I just can't wait for the next Botchamania. They show that moment with in the I Am the Table segment.
Yeah. But yeah, good match. The match was. Who won?
According to my results, I got another point.
Yeah.
And from what I'm looking at,
You forgot one.
what?
The kickoff match?
We haven't gone to that one yet.
Oh, what's next, though?
The next match is John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. This boy Solo,
Oh,
he has made himself, man.
yeah, from what I saw in that match, and I think he basically annihilated John Cena.
Yeah.
We're talking probably as bad or worse than when he fought Lesnar back at SummerSlam in 2014.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, Solo didn't do 17 German suplexes.
But he had 15 Samoan spikes.
Yeah, man, John's throat must have been really sore after that match.
Yeah, because I saw John Cena sometimes during the match be like, Solo, hit me with the spike. Oh, okay. But you can move.
Cena, you need to learn inside the ring voice.
Yeah, we can just read your lips, bro. Yeah. And then, because at the end of the match, during the end of the match, I saw, and then he got it with multiple spikes in a row.
Because he's the Samoan street champ.
Solo Sikoa pinned John Cena clean. And John Cena, which they made it look like John Cena was retiring. No, he's not, because he's going back to Hollywood because the writers' strike, because the actors' strike is finally over.
Is it fair to say Solo Sikoa has arrived?
Yeah.
That gives you 3 points, which means we're tied up again.
And then we got the. Oh yeah. I think there's one more match.
We have one more match and then the kickoff match.
What's the next one?
The next match is for the Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky.
Match was. It was good. I thought that match was a very back and forth match, but it was towards the ending that was a bit of a oh shit.
I actually missed the ending because I think I was getting dinner at the time. But I had known that there were rumors of Kairi Sane returning.
Yeah, so basically what happened is Kairi Sane just showed up behind the barricade, rammed she went after Bianca went after Bailey. She showed up, beat her up. Then I think like hit her head in the
Was this the referee not down in crucial point match cliche?
no, referee was just distracted and then tossed back in, moonsault. Io Sky retained, but the look on Bailey's face is the interesting
Yeah,
part.
and of course after the match, Kairi continued the assault by hitting an insane elbow.
Yeah, so Kairi Sane
is a heel? Well, you know what? We'll find out on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Anyways, the final match, which I would use as a tiebreaker, is the kickoff match: Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough.
Which was Sami Zayn's 900th match in WWE.
Mamma mia! Don't know why I went Mario with that.
Yeah, who won the match?
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Giving me 4 points.
Yeah, I did not watch that match. Did you?
Meh, it was okay, I guess. But Travis, we have a problem.
We're tied.
Yes. And ironically, it is the tiebreaker match that makes us tied. So, with that said, Travis,
yeah,
I'm going to let you call it heads or tails.
I call
Did you say what you call yet?
Yeah, heads.
Heads? Alright. And the flip. It has landed on tails. Thank freaking God. I win the coin toss.
I don't think you've ever won that.
I have not. This is my first time. Hallelujah.
All right, so what's the movie I have to watch?
Okay, so we were talking about this on the phone one day, and a lot of people call this movie I'm not sure if it's bad, but a lot of people were calling it a FNAF ripoff. It's available on iTunes, so you can watch it. Willy's Wonderland.
Which I believe has Nicolas Cage in the movie.
Yes, and I know you're a Nick Cage fan.
All right, cool. Thank you, everybody. Roll that out.
Roll that outro. See you next week with another prediction battle. Why back to back?
I don't know. Bye.
Roll that outro. Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
And the Executioner.
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis21, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.